Hey, this is Andre Koen, and I want to say thank you so much for joining us. We're going to talk about this idea of addressing conflicts with goals. So we'll give just a couple of tips. And again, this is a website for folks who want to be effective in diversity training, sensitivity training, cultural competence training, however you want to do that, but really dealing with human relations. And so we're going to talk about how do you address conflict with goals. But before we do that, I just want to make sure that if you like the content that we're putting up, that you like and subscribe. And so you can do that right on our YouTube channel, Andre Koen. You know how to do that. So please like and subscribe, and let's get into this. So one of the things we have to recognize about conflict is that conflict oftentimes is an illusion. And what I mean by that is that either there is a scarcity mindset that, and I don't know if anybody has ever heard someone say, well, I have to get my piece of the pie, right? Or there's only so much to go around. So I would say that is a mindset built on scarcity, and so conflict is baked into that argument, that position, that way of thinking. And there are other ways of thinking. So that is a choice to have a scarcity mindset. And one way that I'll talk about that a little bit is my wife was making some buttermilk biscuits for dinner, and she had asked me to go to the store. I messed up and I forgot, and so I apologized, and I told her I didn't bring any home from the store. And she was like, okay, let me think about this. She was like, okay, I got it. So what she did was she took traditional milk and she put lemon juice in the milk, and it began to curdle like buttermilk. And so because my wife did not have a scarcity mindset, she figured out how to use the resources that we have to get done what needs to be done, right? And so this notion of conflict oftentimes is that someone in the relationship, in the interaction, has a frozen mindset and may not necessarily be able to see possibilities. So how do we help them see possibilities? Well, one of the things we have to do is go back to the root of conflict. So first is the kind of mindset. So either one has an abundance mindset or a scarcity mindset. So as a facilitator, you want to try to decipher that as quickly as possible. Simultaneously, what you also need to understand are what are some of the motivations of people being in conflict. So what is it that people are after, right? So with that scarcity or abundance mindset, there's even a deeper root than that, which is what people are after through their behaviors. And so we lean on psychology, individual psychology, to kind of give us an answer for what people are after. And so Alfred Adler, as well, or Adlerian psychology, gives us these 3 points: that people are after safety, significance, and belonging. Right. So they're after safety, significance, and belonging. So they want to be physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually safe. So that's first and foremost, right? So they want to people desire to be safe. Secondly, they look for significance, and significance is the recognition that I have purpose and power, that I can do something. So people want to be physically, mentally, spiritually, intellectually, emotionally safe, to live out their purpose, to live out their significance, right? Or to have their significance recognized. And then lastly, people want to be in relationships with people who understand their significance. So people are looking for safety, physical, mental, emotional safety, to live out their purpose or to have their purpose recognized in relationships with people that understand them. And sometimes those are people that they're born to, and others, those are people that they select, right? So this notion that people are looking for safety, significance, and belonging in conflict is important, because if you can give people what they want, then you no longer have a conflict. And if you can remember that we're all seeking these things, then the real question becomes, how do we acquire those things? How do we get those things? And what we must recognize is that conflict is somewhat of an illusion, right? It's a very real illusion. But if we recognize that people are after safety, significance, and belonging, then the methods for getting those things can become something that we negotiate. And so a lot of times in conflict, it really does come down to the negotiation of the methods, right? And even people will talk about, really deeply held ideological frameworks, and they'll say these people want to kill me because of their belief systems. But I think if we go a bit deeper, what we recognize is what is the purpose of them trying to eliminate another group of people. And so conflict oftentimes can be an illusion. So if we can get back to those core things that people are looking for, the safety, significance, and belonging, then we actually get to recognize that our methods are negotiable, that we can talk about that, and that we can get a place. And I don't necessarily believe in compromise. I believe in partnerships, right? Because compromise, and every compromise, is a seed of resentment. And an example: a husband and wife decide to become engaged, to become husband and wife, whatever court, whatever that process is, right? And so the man says, "Well, I will give up my motorcycle to be in this partnership." And the other partner says, "Well, I will give up my knitting to be in this partnership." At some point, because they have compromised, the seed of resentment has been planted. So who gave up more? Who gave up more? The person with the motorcycle, or the individual with the knitting, right? And so I believe that collaboration and partnering is a more effective way to resolve conflict. And so if we solve this thing together, then we don't run into the issues of compromise. So with that, I just want to say thank you so much for this conversation. If you could, again, like and subscribe to our channel if you like the kinds of things that we're creating. We spent this time talking about how to address conflict with goals. And so if we know that the goals are significance, belonging, and safety, or safety, significance, and belonging, then we can help people reach those goals. Again, my name is Andre Koen. I want to say thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing who you become.